got an officer of the OSP who says to me that she witnessed the developments from the start, the altercation from the start to finish, and was part of those who tried to calm down tempers. An officer of the OSP that I know because I work as a lawyer and I go to that office and I meet them. But because of the sensitive nature of these officers and the work they do, we will not disclose their identity. So let's hear the other side of the story. The decision is for you, which of the stories you believe.
When I got into the premises, in fact, when I was walking into the premises of the office, I noticed there was an interview being conducted by some guy from the media with Mr. Kpebu.
Right.
I got into the premises. The officers on duty let me know that he was, it was being conducted quite close to the gate, and then they asked him to move away. Mm-hmm. So I was still on the compound when he then walks in. Right at the gate, the men, let him know that anytime he comes to the office, once he parks, he's supposed to go straight to do his business. I can go straight to the reception.
All right.
That, this is not done here. They don't do things like this here. Mm. Now, his response was, he can do what he wants. They can tell him what to do. And these men kept insisting that you can't do that here when you come here. So this is them being repetitive about the, notice they had given him. Mm. Next thing I know, it escalated into insults. There was the F word being used. There was the other ones, which, I'm sure he would have stated.
So what did you witness? Who abused who first?
The verbal abuse, I heard it from Mr. Kpebu. I heard Mr. Kpebu use those words. He used the F word, he used the other insult. Aside that, there was no physical abuse. It was the verbal abuse which I heard him use, which I heard from him.
Mm. So he must have been provoked, because it's difficult to believe that if he began the verbal abuse, then he wouldn't have done it without being provoked.
What I can speak to is the fact that these men kept insisting that they don't do that here. And his response was, I can do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. They stood their ground saying the same thing to him. And then there was a flare-up. What I heard is what I can speak to. Mm.
But this is, just for clarity, this is when Mr. Kpebu, as we understand the narration, had already conducted the interview outside of the premises or the entrance of the OSP and was now making a re-entry into the premises.
Yes.
So there shouldn't have been a problem then.
Again, when he made the re-entry, I think it's just due process that he be told that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the men letting him know what is supposed to be done on the premises and what would not be allowed. So this is them just cautioning him so that next time it wouldn't happen again, right?
Mm. But this protocol of yours that when people come into the offices, once they enter the compound and park their vehicles, they go straight to the offices, starting with the front desk, to be screened, and then they begin to see whichever officers they have come to see.
Yes, they are directed to go wherever, yes.
Right. People don't know, except for some of us who come there with our clients and have become familiar with it. So if it is not advertised, then he will not be in the wrong to park his car and then leave the compound to go conduct an interview and re-enter. So if he's making a re-entry, why do they need to inform him again after he had already conducted the interview outside of the premises as he had been told?
Now, like you're saying, maybe he didn't know. And I think it's only fair that the men let him know that this was not supposed to be done, because I assume it probably would have happened before. It may have happened previously. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being told or I don't think there's anything wrong with re-echoing what is allowed and what's not allowed.
Okay. We'll leave it here. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, sir.